All right, Cowboys Nation, listen up. We've got earth-shattering news that's gonna rock the NFC East. Jerry Jones just pulled off the heist of the century, snagging a defensive stud right from under our biggest rival's nose. That's right, we're talking about former Eagles safety Marcus Epps joining the Star. But can he really be the missing piece to our Super Bowl puzzle? Stick around as we break down this bombshell signing, dish out some juicy insider info, and figure out if Epps has what it takes to transform our defense into a championship-caliber unit. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. We've got some explosive news that's shaking up the NFC East, so buckle up and let's dive right in. Breaking news just dropped, and the Dallas Cowboys have made a move that's got everyone talking. They've signed a defensive veteran straight from the clutches of one of our biggest rivals. That's right, folks. The Cowboys have inked a deal with former Philadelphia Eagles safety Marcus Epps on a one-year contract. This is huge, and I mean EUGE news for our secondary. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of what this means for our boys in blue, let me remind you to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. We're bringing you the hottest Cowboys content day in and day out, and you don't want to miss a single update. All right, let's break this down. Marcus Epps, 27 years old, is coming off a solid season with the Eagles where he started all 17 games. That's the kind of durability we love to see, especially in a position that's been a bit of a revolving door for us lately. Epps racked up 94 tackles last year, including 72 solo stops. That's no small feat, and it shows he's got the chops to make an impact right away. But here's where it gets really interesting. Epps isn't just any safety, he's a guy who knows our division inside and out. He's spent the last 4 seasons with the Eagles, which means he's got intimate knowledge of their playbook, their tendencies, and their weaknesses. And let's be real, any edge we can get over Philly is a win in my book. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But Dallas diehard, can he really perform? Isn't this just another washed-up player looking for a paycheck? Hold your horses, cowpokes, because I've got some stats that might change your mind. Last season, Epps allowed just 9.9 yards per reception when targeted. That's better than some of the top safeties in the league. He's also got a nose for the ball, with 3 interceptions and 13 passes defended over the past 2 seasons. That's the kind of ball-hawking ability our secondary has been crying out for. But let's talk about what this means for our defense as a whole. We all know Dan Quinn has been working his magic, turning our D from a liability into a strength. Adding Epps to the mix gives Quinn another versatile piece to play with. Epps can play deep, he can come up and support the run, and he's even shown some skills in blitz packages. That kind of flexibility is gold in today's NFL. Now, I've been digging deep, talking to my sources, and I've got some inside info for you. Word on the street is that Jerry Jones himself was instrumental in getting this deal done. Apparently, he's been a fan of Epps' play for a while now, and when the opportunity arose to snag him from a division rival, Jerry pounced like a cat on a mouse. But here's where it gets really juicy. I've heard through the grapevine that Epps turned down a more lucrative offer from another team to come to Dallas. That's right, folks. He wanted to be a Cowboy. He sees what we're building here, and he wants to be a part of it. That's the kind of hunger and dedication we need in our locker room. Speaking of the locker room, let's talk about how Epps might fit in. We've got a young secondary, with guys like Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland making names for themselves. Adding a veteran presence like Epps could be huge for their development. He's been to the Super Bowl, he's played in big games, and he knows what it takes to win in this league. That kind of experience is invaluable. But it's not just about what EPS brings to the table, it's about what this move says about our team's mindset. We're not content with just making the playoffs. We're not satisfied with divisional round exits. This is a win-now move, a statement that we're gunning for the Lombardi Trophy. Now, I know some of you might be wondering about the cap implications of this move. Don't worry, I've got you covered. This one-year deal is a classic Jerry Jones special. It's a prove-it contract that gives EPS the chance to show he can be a long-term solution for us, while also giving us flexibility moving forward. It's low risk, high reward, and that's exactly the kind of smart business we need to be doing. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. EPS still needs to come in and prove he can perform at a high level in our system. The NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" league, and just because he had success with the Eagles doesn't guarantee he'll light it up in Dallas. But I've got a good feeling about this one, Cowboys Nation. I think we might have just found our missing piece. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this signing? Are you excited to see EPS in a Cowboys uniform? Or are you skeptical? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what this means for our upcoming season. We've got a tough schedule ahead of us, with matchups against some high-powered offenses. Having a safety like EPS, who can match up against tight ends and provide support over the top, could be a game-changer. Imagine him and Malik Hooker patrolling the back end, with Diggs and Bland locking things down on the outside. That's a secondary that could give quarterbacks nightmares. And let's not forget about the psychological impact this move has on our division rivals. The Eagles just lost a key piece of their defense, and now they've got to game plan against him twice a year. You better believe Nick Sirianni is sweating bullets right now, trying to figure out how to attack our defense without giving away too much to his former player. This move also sends a message to the rest of the league. The Cowboys are serious contenders, and we're not afraid to make bold moves to improve our team. It shows that we're aggressive in free agency, willing to take calculated risks, and always looking for ways to get better. That's the kind of attitude that attracts other top free agents and keeps us in the conversation for big-name players. As we look ahead to training camp and the preseason, all eyes will be on EPS. How quickly can he learn our system? How will he mesh with his new teammates? These are questions we'll be watching closely in the coming months. But if his track record is any indication, I think we're in for a treat. Now, I want to take a moment to address the elephant in the room. Yes, EPS is coming from our bitter rivals, the Eagles. And yes, there might be some fans out there who are hesitant to embrace a former Philly player. But let me tell you something, the moment he puts on that star, he's one of us. Cowboys Nation, we need to show him love and support from day one. Let's welcome him with open arms and show him what it means to be part of America's team. Before we sign off, I want to remind you all to stay tuned to this channel. We'll be bringing you updates on EPS progress throughout the offseason, as well as all the latest Cowboys news and analysis. And if you're hungry for more content, don't forget to check out our podcast, where we'll be diving even deeper into this signing and what it means for our championship aspirations.